I have always been interested in history and nature, so it seemed like the perfect organisation for me to start working for. The job came up and I saw it online for the welcome team. Also really interested in visitor experience and have a customer service background, so I thought it was the perfect job for me.
So my family's always been National Trust members, so I've grown up with it really. I've had it around me constantly and I've been able to go to these beautiful places, grow up in them really, and I've made beautiful memories there. I really wanted to bring the joy out of people, give them the same experience in childhood I had, sort of help them develop through nature. It's a big part, and it's a big part of mental health and sort of keeping yourself happy, having a good life really.
So when I was little, we used to go on family picnics, and it would always be at old houses, and so I always associate old houses and places like the National Trust with my family. I just knew I wanted to work for some place where I had lots of history.
Because when you do history, the only thing you think of is doing teaching or something, and it kind of sparked an interest in that. And then just after lockdown, I applied for the job, and I'm on the welcome team at Tattershall Castle.
In my free time, I'm actually a writer, so to find inspiration with all the buildings and general countryside and coast, it was something that I was kind of aiming for. My first job was with Tattershall Castle, so my first year, during the interview process, I realised how our values coincided with each other, and I thought, yep, this is for me.
I used to be a personal trainer, and I was primarily focused at a gym, and I saw this ad pop up randomly. I'd never heard of Blickling Estate before, so I decided to Google it, and the photos that came up were absolutely incredible. I couldn't believe that a place like this was, first of all, here in Norfolk, let alone there's a job available to work in a place like this.
Really like wildlife as well, so it's quite a nice job. And I work at Tattershall Castle, and we have a lot of wildlife there as well. We had recently the Festival of Archaeology last summer, and that was really nice to get some items out of the collection and engage with the visitors and stuff like that.
And now the National Trust are varying the aspects of history that they've shown before, and they're also championing nature, which I think everybody needs to do. I've been involved in the Castle Clean at Tattershall Castle, and that meant hoovering the ceiling. And I don't think anyone's hoovered a ceiling before, and it's quite a workout, but it's really important. And you might not notice it when you go in, but you can really see the effort that you've put in.
It feels amazing really to be a part of sort of bringing this into people's lives, bringing nature into people's lives. Seeing them go around the place really, the estate at Gumby Hall, it's just lovely seeing them walk around and the joy in their faces really, and being a part of that on the daily is absolutely amazing. I love seeing the joy in people's faces when they realise that we've put that much effort in, making them have a lovely time there really.
Well, I feel I'm doing something important. There's not many jobs where I can say every day is completely different.
Short moment, just pinpointing one moment itself is quite difficult, but I'd say building those relationships with the visitors that we see on a regular basis that have now become regulars to us, and being able to just go for a chat, converse with them and just catch up, it's just quite special to me.
I am Programme and Partnerships Officer, so I work with the Senior Visitor Experience Officer to create the programme of events for the year. So that might be trails, it might be Easter programming or summer programming. I'm also a volunteer manager as well, so I work with the costume volunteers to create events that have costume interpretation and master and matron, which always goes down well with visitors. And I'm also a duty manager as well, so that's opening up the house, doing all the checks throughout the day. And that's something that's really boosted my confidence as well.
The main thing that I do is welcome visitors to the site, give them plenty of information about what there is on site, and recommend local cafes and things like that. We also have event stays, such as the Plantagenet's medieval reenactment last year, which was really nice to get involved in.
So I'm the welcome manager at Tattershall Castle, and that means that with the sort of the face of the place, we welcome visitors onto site, show them where they need to go. Also, I'm a little bit involved in food and beverage at the castle as well, so it's not just one thing, it's a lot of things that you get to be involved in, and it's a real team effort as well.
We open up in the mornings, at the end of the day we clean, we lock up everything. So in the day I have a set schedule. I go and see the volunteers in the car park, I come back up again and make sure the volunteers in the house are okay if we don't have the visitor experience officer on. So there's also that element, and also being duty manager sometimes, and just making sure the site's safe and everyone's happy.
Finding new and creative ways of growing support. So for example, I've designed a pin badge that's shaped as an allium, which is a recognisable icon at Gumby Hall Gardens. So the idea is kind of building a connection between people and their special place, tying kind of stories into our project so the visitors can see where their donations are going, and just so make them feel a bit more connected as well.
Okay, so I'm part of the visitor welcome team as a team leader. So we do a bit of everything really, but primarily it's speaking to visitors, making sure the visitors have the best possible day.
I've become a lot more confident. Before I started working for the Trust, I was quite a shy person, and then working in welcome meant that I could grow my confidence through talking to hundreds of people every day, learning the job and all the technology that was involved in that job too.
Before I joined the Trust, I was very shy. I was a very shy person, and it was just after lockdown that I joined as well, so obviously that was quite a difficult time. But my team have been really helpful and supportive in helping me develop as a person really, and my communication skills and things like that, so it's been really good.
But when you know that you work with people that you can trust, it's easy to really be yourself, and I feel like that's what the National Trust wants to bring out in you, that you can really be an individual but also be part of a wider team.
Surprisingly, I didn't think I'd grow out of my shell as much as I have. I've had a lot more confidence since starting the Trust. I never really was as confident as I am talking to big groups. I've had a lot of experience guiding visitors, sort of duty of care as well, first aid. I've been trained in first aid now, which I hadn't before, and I feel a lot more confident in being able to provide a duty of care to the general public and to sort of help them have a great experience.
Being a manager as well as duty manager and volunteer manager has helped me grow as a person, especially working with the volunteers, because they offer so much, especially in terms of their experiences alone. I mean, it helps you grow as a person and put into the finer details.
So I've progressed massively, I'd say. But the main point of progression, I'd say, is my confidence and just knowledge of what the National Trust does and what conservation and preservation actually is. So it's not just the fact that we are working here, it's the fact that we're working here for the future, really. So